Okay, I have to ask you something, and be honest. How often do you walk into a room, stop, and have literally no idea why you went in there?
Oh, all the time. I mean, they even have a name for it, right? The doorway effect. Your
Yeah.
brain just hits reset.
It's maddening. Or, the classic party scenario. You meet someone, they say, "Hi, I'm Sarah," and I swear, 5 seconds later, poof, the name is just gone, vanished.
It's the universal human experience, I think.
It is, but it's so frustrating. And we all have the same excuses, right? Oh, I have a bad memory, or I'm just getting older. But the source we're looking at today says that's basically a lie.
A total myth.
We are doing a deep dive into Unlimited Memory by Kevin Horsley. And I'll admit, when I first saw that title, I was skeptical. It sounds a bit like snake oil.
It really does. It has that late night infomercial vibe, Unlock your hidden genius.
Right. But then you look into who this guy actually is. He's an international grandmaster of memory, which, first off, sounds like a title from a fantasy novel.
It's basically a wizard, yeah.
But the man has some serious credentials. In 1999, he completely smashed the world record for memorizing the digits of pi, the first 10,000 digits.
And just to be clear for everyone listening, he didn't just read them off. The judges would give him a random string of numbers and he had to recall what came before and after. He beat the old record by 14 minutes.
See, okay, that's where my inner cynic kicks in. That's amazing, sure. But is it useful? Or is it just a really impressive party trick? Memorizing 10,000 numbers doesn't help me remember to buy milk.
And that's the million-dollar question. Horsley's whole argument is that the methods he used for pi are the exact same ones you can use for the milk, or a client's name, or a speech. His entire philosophy is that memory isn't a gift, it's a habit.
So you're telling me I'm not just, biologically doomed to forget where I put my keys?
Not at all. Horsley says we confuse bad memory with untrained memory. Think about it like this. No one is born knowing how to play the piano. If you sat down and couldn't play a concerto, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I have bad piano genes."
You'd say, "I never learned."
Exactly. You'd say, "I never learned to play." It's the same thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about those people who seem to have a photographic memory? They just look at a page and it's just in there.
Yeah. And he tackles that head on. He says, photographic memory is a myth.
Really?
Yeah. He says what those people really have is a creative memory.
Creative memory. Okay, what is that?
Well, our brains are basically lazy. I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint, they are designed to conserve energy. Abstract stuff like words on a page or a phone number it's boring. It's metabolically expensive for the brain to store it.
So it just deletes it.
It deletes it. It doesn't see a survival reason to keep it. So my brain deletes Sarah's name because it doesn't think Sarah's going to help me find food or escape a tiger.
That's harsh, but it makes sense.
Right. So memory champions, they don't just stare at information. They transform it. They make it interesting. They create a hook.
He has this formula that I found really helpful for getting my head around it. It's long-term memory plus short-term memory equals medium-term memory.
It sounds a little technical, but it's simple. Your long-term memory, or LTM, is the stuff that's already hardwired in. You know the layout of your house, you know your drive to work, you know what a car looks like. That stuff is permanent.
The solid files in your brain.
Exactly. Then there's short-term memory, also called working memory. This is like the RAM on your computer. It holds things for maybe 20 seconds. If you don't do something with it, it gets wiped to make room for the next thing.
Which is why Sarah's name disappears.
That's the one. So the whole secret is using what you already know, your long-term stuff, as a trap to catch the new short-term stuff. You link them together and you create a memory that sticks.
We're going to get into the actual methods, which involve some really bizarre visualizations. But before that, he says you have to deal with the excuse virus.
This is the mindset piece, yeah. If you're constantly telling yourself, I have a memory like a sieve, your brain actually listens. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You tell your brain you can't remember names, so it just stops even trying to pay attention.
It's self-sabotage.
Totally. And it kills your concentration. You cannot remember something you didn't pay attention to in the first place. He uses this great analogy of a lioness.
Oh, I like this one. It made me feel so much better about my so-called multitasking skills.
So imagine a lioness hunting a herd of wildebeest. To get dinner, she has to lock onto one single animal. If she tries to chase two at once, what happens?
She gets nothing. Goes hungry.
She catches none.
Yeah.
And that's us in modern life. We're trying to answer an email while listening to a podcast while making dinner. We call it multitasking, but your brain can't do it. It just switches tasks really, really fast.
And he says that slows you down by, what, 50%?
And it increases your mistakes by 50%. It's a state of continuous partial attention. You're never fully present. So the first step to a better memory isn't some trick. It's just be here now.
Okay, so let's say I'm focused. I'm the lioness. I've picked my wildebeest. How do I actually catch it? This brings us to the core mechanism, what he calls the C principle, S-E-E.
This is how you make your brain hit the save button. The S is for senses. You have to turn abstract words into a full sensory experience. Don't just think horse. You need to smell the barn, hear the hooves, feel the coarse hair.
Got it, senses.
The first E is for exaggeration. This is so important. The brain ignores normal. It remembers the absurd.
So a regular strawberry is boring and forgettable.
But a strawberry the size of a bus, you'll remember that. Or a strawberry that's, I don't know, singing opera. And the final E is energize. Make it move. Action sticks. A horse standing still is forgettable. A horse doing a backflip is not.
This was my light bulb moment. I realized this is exactly why school was so hard. A textbook is the absolute opposite of C. It's silent, it's normal-sized, and it's static. It's designed to be forgotten.
Your brain just deleted it to save power. We have to do the work to make things memorable.
All right, let's prove it works. Let's do the car method. This was the part of the book where I actually started having fun. And if you're listening, I really want you to try this with us. Actually do the visualization. Obviously, if you're driving, keep your eyes on the road, but you can still use your car as a mental map.
Yes. We're going to memorize a list of superfoods. Now, trying to remember this list by rote is really hard. But you know your car perfectly. That's your long-term memory. We're just going to hook the new information onto it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm picturing my car.
All right, stand in front of it, look at the front grill. Now, take a huge, shiny red apple and just shove it into the grill. Really hear that crunching sound, see the juice dripping.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm destroying my car with an apple. Got it.
Perfect. Now move up to the hood, take a giant, bright orange carrot, and just stab it right into the metal like a javelin. Thump! It's sticking straight up.
Very aggressive. Okay, carrot spear in the hood.
Now, the windshield. Picture giant, soggy loaves of grainy bread. The wipers are on, and they're just smearing this wet, mushy bread all over the glass.
Ugh, that's disgusting. I can almost feel the texture. Wet bread. Gross.
Gross is good. Emotion makes memory stick. Okay, open the driver's door and look at the dashboard. Take a handful of sticky, dried fruit-like raisins and dates and just mash them all over the speedometer. It's a gooey mess.
My car is never going to be clean again.
Yeah.
Sticky dashboard, check.
Now, you go to sit down in the driver's seat, but you've just sat on a huge pile of fresh blueberries and strawberries. They've all burst. You can feel the cold juice soaking into your pants.
Oh, man, this is a terrible road trip. Berries on the seat. Got it.
Look over at the passenger seat. Someone's sitting there. Let's say it's your favorite celebrity. And you are just pelting them with raw eggs.
Okay, I'm throwing eggs at, let's say George Clooney. Sorry, George.
He's covered in yolk. You can smell that sulfur. Now, turn around and look at the back seat. You are pouring thousands and thousands of nuts and seeds back there. They're filling it up like a sandbox.
Okay, a swimming pool of nuts and seeds.
Now, step out of the car. Look at the roof. There's a giant orange sitting on top of it, the size of a yoga ball. It's so heavy, it's making the roof buckle.
Huge orange crushing the roof. Check.
Open the trunk, and it is full to the brim with slimy, smelly fish. The smell just hits you.
Oh, that's vivid. Yep. Fish in the trunk.
Now, go around to the exhaust pipe. There is fresh broccoli growing out of it, like little green trees sprouting from the metal.
That's just weird. Okay,
Yeah.
broccoli exhaust.
And last one. Look at the tires. They're not made of rubber. They're made of big orange sweet potatoes. You're literally driving on yams.
Okay, that was a journey.
It was, but now let's test it. No notes. What was on the grill?
An apple smashed into it.
On the hood?
The carrot spear.
Windshield?
The gross wet
The
bread.
dashboard.
Sticky dried fruit.
And what were you sitting on?
The berries. Blueberries and strawberries.
Passenger seat.
George Clooney covered in eggs.
Wax seat.
Nuts and seeds.
Roof.
The giant orange.
Trunk.
The stinky fish.
Exhaust. And the tires.
Sweet potatoes.
There you go. You just memorized 11 items in perfect order, and you could probably recite them backwards just as easily.
I actually could. That's wild. I wasn't even trying to memorize. I was just making a mental movie.
And that's the whole point. You use your natural spatial memory to anchor the abstract data.
Okay, but here's the skeptic in me again. A car is great for a grocery list, but my car only has so many locations. What if I have a really long list? Or 5 different lists? I can't always put broccoli in my exhaust pipe.
That's a great point. The car is just one mental file folder. When you run out of space, you can use the body method. Same principle, but you use your own body parts as the locations.
So like feet, knees, thighs, stomach.
Exactly. You place the information on yourself.
Hmm?
But for managing multiple lists, Horsley talks about the peg method. This one's a little different because it's based on sound, not just location.
This is the rhyming one, isn't it?
Yeah, you create a permanent set of pegs that you can hang information on. So 1 rhymes with bun, 2 rhymes with shoe, 3 rhymes with tree, 4 rhymes with door, and so on.
So those are my permanent mental coat hooks.
Precisely. Let's say item number 1 on your to-do list is call your boss. 1 is bun, so you picture your boss's head inside a giant hamburger bun.
I could do that. I like that one.
And item 2 is pick up the dry cleaning. 2 is shoe. So you picture yourself walking to the cleaners wearing your shirts as shoes. The sillier, the better. The rhyme gives you the number, and the image gives you the item.
It sounds kind of childish, like a nursery rhyme, but I totally see how that would stick.
It's all about creating structure out of chaos. As Horsley says, the secret to accelerated learning is superior organization.
Okay, so we've got cars, bodies, shoes. But you mentioned the Grandmaster stuff. 10,000 digits. You can't do that with a car.
No. For that, you need the granddaddy of all memory systems, the journey method, also known as the method of loci, or a memory palace.
Ah, this is the Sherlock Holmes thing.
It is. And it's ancient. We're talking 2,500 years ago. Roman orators used this to give speeches for hours without any notes. The idea is just an expansion of the car method. You pick a route or a journey that you know perfectly. A walk through your house, your commute, a museum.
And you just drop the information along the path.
Exactly. The book uses the example of memorizing principles from John Maxwell. You start your journey in the kitchen. At the first stop, the washing machine, you put attitude. Maybe you see someone with a bad attitude jumping inside.
Okay.
Then you walk to the fridge, you see priorities written on the door, then to the stove where you see a bodybuilder representing health. The journey itself provides the order.
And you could make these journeys huge, like a walk through an entire city.
Infinite. That's how Horsley did the pie record. He had massive mental journeys with thousands of stops, and he just placed the information along the way.
But wait a second, a carrot is an image. How do you turn a number like 7 into an image? It's abstract. How do you place a 7 in your kitchen?
You caught it. That is the next level. It's a system called the number code, or the major system. You have to translate the numbers into sounds, which then become words, which become images.
Whoa. Okay.
It's a bit complex, but for example, the number 1 is a T or D sound. The number 0 is an S or Z sound, so the number 10 becomes TS. You could make the word toes.
So you don't remember 10, you remember a picture of toes.
Exactly, and you can picture toes, a guy with 10 toes on his nose. So for pie, Horsley isn't seeing numbers. He's seeing a long, long story made of these crazy images.
That sounds like a lot of work to set up, but I can see how once you have that code, you basically be a machine.
It's front-loading the effort. Once you know the code, nothing is abstract anymore. Dates, phone numbers, formulas, it all becomes a movie.
Okay, that's the advanced class. Let's bring it back to something everybody struggles with. The social nightmare of forgetting names.
The Sarah problem.
The Sarah problem.
Yeah.
He has the 4 C's for this.
Yes, and this is super practical. C number 1 is concentrate. This goes back to the lioness. Most of the time, you forget a name because you never actually heard it. You are too busy thinking about your handshake or what you were going to say next.
Guilty as charged.
So you have to just stop and listen. C number 2 is create. The moment you hear the name, you have to turn it into an image. The sound, Kevin, is abstract. The image of a cave-in is not.
Janice becomes a chain of ice.
Mark becomes a marker. You got it. Then C number 3 is connect. You have to attach that image to a feature on their face, and you have to do it fast.
So if Janice has really blue eyes, I picture a chain of ice shooting out of her eyes.
Exactly. Or if Kevin has a big forehead, you picture that forehead caving in.
I feel like I'm going to be staring at people really weirdly now. Just hold still while I imagine your face collapsing.
It happens in a split second.
Yeah.
But yes, it requires you to actually engage. And the last C is continuous use. Say the name back to them. Nice to meet you, Kevin. Use it in the conversation. That reinforces the link.
He also mentions the 20-second rule.
Yes, that's crucial. You have about 20 seconds in your working memory before that name just evaporates. If you don't create and connect an image in that window, it's probably gone for good.
That's actually really helpful. Puts a little bit of a clock on it.
It forces you to be present and do the work.
So to wrap this all up, we have the C principal senses: exaggeration, energize. We have the CAR method for lists, the journey method for huge amounts of data, and the 4 Cs for names. It, it honestly still feels like a lot of work.
It is, at first. It's like learning any new skill. But the alternative is what? Going through life in a fog, always feeling unprepared, forgetting people you've met? Horsley's final point is that memory is so much more than just remembering facts. It's the foundation of who you are.
Yeah, there was a quote at the very end of the source that really stuck with me. He asks, if you were born without a memory, who would you be? You would be nothing.
It's true.
Your memory is the glue that binds your life together.
It's so profound, isn't it? We think of memory as a tool, but it's really the fabric of our lives. It's our connection to our past, the people we love. So improving it isn't just a party trick. It's about respecting your own life enough to actually remember it.
That's a really powerful place to leave it. So here's my challenge to you, the listener. Sometime today, when you need to go to the grocery store for just a few things, don't write a list. Put it on your car. Smash the bread on the windshield. See if it sticks.
And let us know if you find broccoli in your exhaust pipe.
Exactly. Thanks for diving deep with us.
My pleasure.
I'm your host, and I'll see you, and hopefully remember you, on the next Deep Dive.